Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Tuesday. It's November 3rd. This will be our chart lesson for today, and it was all uphill again today. Nice moderate volume. Somebody sent me a message saying, you know, bragging on the moderate volume, and indeed, when it's straight up like this or a nice uptrend like this, and the volume is not, it's not too volatile. It's pretty good trading. So, um, all your corrections, your trend line, you get the break right here on the correction and a new low, and then it reverses. Here you're moving down, you get the break, new low, it reverses. Here you're moving up, break, new high, it reverses. You're moving down, break, new low, reverses, moving up, break, new high, reverses. So everything worked. The shorter term one here was what I was playing earlier. You got a break, move to a new high, and then you got a extended correction there. Uh, that was the one I was playing earlier. But as we continue to turn down up this line here, you got to assume that this is probably a valid trend line. And then if you get your equal distance and drag it up to the top, originally I had it right here. Um, but we turned down there and ended up going higher. And if you look at it, it's not quite equal distance. And if you move it up just a little higher, you get a perfect equal distance there. And nice two-tiered channel on the bigger picture there. So everything worked out textbook for the most part. So pretty good trading day. Let's let's back out, talk about the trades here. Um, you actually got one right here that's working back as well, and you get a break there. You try to get a retest, but it doesn't. It turns up, so you get that little trap right there, and then it turns up, and that's why I like that one. There's a second entry long right here, and you could have taken that really if you're. I didn't like it because we didn't have a break of this trend line working down, and we did have a break of this one and a move to a new low and then a double bottom, and this was a higher low. So you could have gone long there. I wasn't crazy about it, so I didn't mark it, but I think it probably. I think it probably deserves to at least be green looking back on it after the fact. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it green. It's a fairly bullish bar, even though it's got a little red. It's like, let me back out so you can see this. And we didn't have any blips and beeps yesterday. I hope we don't today as well. But you can see we're working down that trend line right there, and everything closed right below it, and you got that little gap. So it didn't surprise me that it backed up a little to fill that gap, and then it continued down, and then it reversed. So notice your new low, first entry pullback. That's like a second entry, but it failed right there. But then when it went lower again, it's like a double failure. And so then, even though that's a bearish bar, I like going long there because they likely trap people to the short side. And that turned out to be a good trade. And then we're working back again, and you actually get a second entry long there. But again, you don't have a break. Notice how everything's closing there inside. You don't really have a close outside until here. And and you did get a break of this trend line. So you want to wait and make sure. And look how those are all stacked up. That's really kind of a little congestion area. And this is like a little failed break lower. But this also, if you drew this line up here and drug it down, this kind of set that line. Uh, it didn't really get confirmed until here though, so you couldn't really count on that. But notice how you got this trend line. You got a break, a move to a new low, and a reversal. And notice also, um, I lost my train of thought. Oh, there's really kind of a double bottom across here. Lost my train of thought there for some reason. I'm struggling with a serious head cold. I usually don't get colds this time of year, but something hit me yesterday, and I'm really struggling. I've got some sinus congestion and my throat's bothering me, so I'm going to move through this pretty quickly today because I'm having a hard time here. Uh, but anyway, we got the break, moved to a new low, a reversal bar, and this is a little congestion area. Notice all the bars stacked up with stems on both sides. It's a failed break lower. I like going long there, at least expecting it to snap back to the EMA, but it just shoots right on through. That's a reversal type pattern. And we're looking for a retest of the high on the blue channel as well. And and it Then you get your failed second entry short, which is what you're looking for the reversal. Just go long right there, and off it goes again. And another nice move. And what I would have been looking for on this first move up, I'd be looking for a measured move right there. You can see we got that. But on the next move, I would count both of those. You can see we went a little bit higher than that, so that would have given you a nice target on the way back up here. So I like those double moves, and that's what you look for on a reversal. Notice how it doesn't get much resistance at the EMA. It shoots through, it comes back, and it tries to go short a second time, and you get a failed second entry short. Oops, then it reverses. That's what you're looking for. And man, it takes off there. And you might have used a limit order here because you got enough room to get out before here, but this one's a little bit close, so you might have used a limit order and try to get a little better. But you generally on those traps, I don't do that. I just put my stop right there and let it go. And you can see it took off. And then you get your break, your new high. So now you're looking for a correction. I just expect maybe 2 legs here. And after this first leg, I'd measure it like so. I'd look for something similar to that. And notice we went a little bit further and it reverses, and you get a second entry long right there. And you got your break here, the new low, and you get that little, and there's lots of support across there, and you get that little failed break lower again. Notice that. And you get a nice little bullish reversal type bar. And then it pulls back and gives you a higher low. And that's a fairly bullish bar. Again, you might have let it break higher and use a limit order there because it didn't close perfectly on its high. But you can see it's closing, everything's closing above the EMA there. That's a good sign. And again, it takes off. Just follow that trend line up till you get the break, move to a new high, and then it reverses, and you're just waiting on, and then it tries to go lower twice. You get a failed second entry short. Go long right there. It's off to the races again. I wasn't crazy about going long right or getting long right here, even though you could almost treat that like a failed second entry short, but it's right into the high of the day. I think you got to wait on the failed second entry short is counting this a new low, and then you get that right there and it reverses. So go long right there. And actually, this is one of those where you could add on right here, even though it's right at the high of the day. I mean, I'm okay with adding on with that. That's those I like to get my double add on, and you get a quick scalp out of both of them. Backs up, and if you saw this midline, I like going long right here because it pulls back and tests that midline, which you would expect it to before it goes higher. And you are looking for, this is the first break of this shorter term trend channel, so you're looking for it to make a new high or a retest. And again, it takes off, and that gets you. There's another push up here, but I don't think you want to risk that one, and that gets you into the 2 o'clock hour. It's after 2 o'clock before you get this failed second entry long. You know, generally if you were still trading, I'd be all right going short right there. Mark it red. You can see that trend line right through there. Perfect. Nice trend line. That confirms it. Failed second entry long. Everything's below the EMA. And you know you're probably going to here. Sometimes you got to be careful with these. This probably should be green because this has been a big uptrend, and you got to know what you're doing. You got to be able to see all this stuff. If you saw it all and you understood what was happening there and the midline, and it pulled him back to test it after it pushed through the failed second entry long, the confirmation of the short-term trend line working down. If you saw all that, you could trade that as green, but otherwise as red. Good short, but otherwise that's a green one. So back out again, you can see it clear. We got a nice 2-tiered channel working up, and it was a good trading day. So I hope you had a good trading day. I'm not going to hang around today because of this, because of my health here, my head cold. It's just really hard for me to talk without coughing and wheezing and all. So hopefully I'll get over this in the next day or so and move forward, but I'm not feeling too good today. So I'm going to wrap it up. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.